because Barry McCarthy has been adjudged LBW. Net off the mark.
Certainly hit him in line, although Sanzama just bowling from quite, doesn't seem to have straightened too much. A possibility, probably umpire's call, Jeremy, probably umpire's call.
Yeah, with no straightening, it then depends on just how far the stride was down the wicket. Sanzama, you can see where he's bowling from. Quite wide out on the bowling crease, close to the return crease. Now if he gets a big stride in, he is a tallish man. It did hit the inside of the pad. That's the only thing in the umpire's favour. Close to the return crease.
An excellent shot again off the back foot from George Dockrell, who has impressed me today with the bat. He's applied himself. The end of the 44th over, 174 for 8. Off the back foot from George Dockrell, who has impressed me today with the bat. He's applied himself.
দেশের সর্বোচ্চ অট্টালিকার দৃঢ়তায়
Taskin Ahmed, he certainly looks like the weak link in this Bangladeshi seam bowling attack, so it's a conundrum. He's bowled very economically today, but he just hasn't had the threat and the nip off the pitch that he's had in the past. So I'm sure it's a concern for the management team of the Bangladeshi board.
Yeah, I think that's fair comment. Fair comment. When you look at those figures, you'd say, well, he's done a job as third seamer. And I think certainly on the pitches here in Ireland, and I think also a little bit in England as well, you want certainly three seamers. Got to have them. New Zealand are using Jimmy Neesham as their third seamer, but he's quick enough, I think, to, if he gets it right at his end, then, you know, he'll cause batsmen trouble in these conditions. So in a way you can understand that, and it allows an extra batsman to play. There's the bonus, if you like, of taking the risk of using an all-rounder as your third seamer. But that's not the case with Mashrafi, because he bats sort of 9, doesn't he, that sort of area. So he's got to do really a good job with the ball. First and foremost, you can see it's pace off a little bit from him at the moment today.
I suppose it's where the teams like England, who have Ben Stokes, have a huge advantage. I think India, Kartik Pandya is fulfilling that role. It's just for me, he's a dangerous batsman, Musharraf, but I just don't think he looks fit. I think he's struggling.
Well, he's just completed his 6th over, 45 gone here, 178 for 8.
সবার কাছে আমি গ্ল্যামারাস স্টার, কিন্তু দিন শেষে তো আমি আসলে একটা
And Mustafiz himself has had injuries, and I think that's one of the reasons that they're using him in very short bursts, maybe because of the temperature as well. They just don't want to risk someone who's obviously one of their key components in the bowling resources. The variations are harder. The more wickets you've taken from the opposition, the variations that Mustafiz has, cutters and so on, makes it harder for the lower order men.
Yeah, without a doubt. Particularly, well, George Dockrell's been batting now for 56 minutes, so he'll have a bit of a handle on it. But for the like of Tim Murtagh, he comes right over the top of the ball. It's a bit like Dwayne Bravo. He just gets that ball to really drop on the batsman. Be particularly difficult now in the closing stages, bowling at the tail. Not have that experience, the ability to pick that. Lofted over backward point by Tim Murtagh, well fielded by Tamim Iqbal on the 3rd man boundary, applauded by his wicketkeeper Mushfiqur Rahim. And again, it's a patience job, I think, for George Dockrell. With Peter Chase the only batsman left in the pavilion, I think it's imperative now that George Dockrell sees this innings through to perhaps the 40th or 49th over, and will use as many balls as possible. But he's played very well, 25 from 45 balls, including just the 1 boundary. But he's done a great job for his captain when it was much needed, when he came in at 136 for 7.
See, that delivery there is an example to the lower order players. He's just his variation, and there you are. It's disguised. You see the bat is well out ahead of the body of George Dockrell as he runs the fingers over, and it just doesn't quite arrive in time for you. Now there's Dockrell trying to do something as well. At least the young man is thinking. He's moved across his stumps, trying to access the onside. There's only a mid-on, and then there's a man well back outside square. There's the wrist. You see he's got himself well outside. He wants to play into that leg side, and the field is gaps there.
Very clever changes of pace, very difficult to pick from Mustafiz. If we have a little look, you can see he's just lifted the thumb to and he's just running his fingers down the side of the ball. But what he does beautifully, he comes over the top of the ball, which allows that ball to drop on the batsman. That, along with the lack of pace off the pitch, makes it very difficult to turn the ball to the leg side, despite George Dockerell's best efforts. So it's top class fast bowling.
Yeah, and very little discernible change, I think, from the batsman's perspective as well. The arm looks the same, and he does.
F3 plus.
Last man in for Ireland, Peter Chase, right arm quick, 180 for 9. Just a little edge through from Dockrell, looking to just invent slightly and access a different part of the park. Got a villainous little edge and went through to Mushfiqur. Through from Dockrell, looking to just invent slightly and access a different part. That is a very good catch, away to the right, diving Mushfiqur, 2 in the over to finish the innings.
Fabulous catch from Mushfiqur Rahim.
To the right, diving.
Sees Peter Chase depart without adding any to the total. Ireland again bowled out in only the 46th over for 181. Should be enough. That man in your picture has a huge job to do now with the ball if his side has any chance. Adding any to the total. Ireland again bowled. It's an excellent catch, and he's managed to land on his forearm to make sure that ball doesn't pop out.
Yeah, just enough power wasn't there in the legs to get himself across, so the hand got across there. So there's Mashrafi. He'll be delighted with the effort of his bowlers to dismiss Ireland after asking them to bat. Got across there for 181. Really, they've done very well. There's Mashrafi. Yes, for 108. It was a slightly, seamy looking pitch, but it didn't work out that way. If anything, just a tad slow. But that man will be pleased. Courtney Walsh. Really slow.
A disappointing Ireland batting card. Lots of starts and nobody going on. Too many soft dismissals. The highlight being Ed Joyce at the top, 46 off 74 balls. Nice little cameo from Niall O'Brien, and a supporting hand from George Dockrell, a much needed 25 at number 8. But Mustafizur, the pick of the bowlers, with 4 wickets for only 23 off 9. Too many. Captain will be very pleased with his day out, 2 for 18 off 6.3. Very professional performance from the Bangladeshi bowlers. Their batters are going to need to get 182 runs to win at only 3.64 runs and over.
So, 182 runs is the target for Bangladesh after their 50 overs, and we'll be back here at Malahide at 2:35.